stop you at any time. You have rights. Even if you're not a U.S. citizen, you still have rights. So the police stop you. They can ask you, basically at the basic level, they can ask you for identification. Not specifically that you have to pull out your driver's license, but they can ask you who you are, and they can ask you about your destination, so where you're going. Okay, so
If I came in legally, I can get my green card here, no problem, even though now I'm undocumented. But if I just cross the border from Canada or Mexico, even marrying a citizen, I cannot get my green card here. Even having a child who was born here and a citizen, petitioning for me, I cannot get my green card here. So say I'm going into the subway and I don't have my wallet, and so I just come in through the gate. I didn't pay my fare, for instance, and I get a ticket for that. Simple, just not paying your fare in the subway because it's a theft offense. It's considered a crime involving moral. I'm entitled to certain rights. I'm entitled to due process. They have to put me.
Well, yeah. So they'll be calling you names, threatening you, saying all these nasty things to you. So actually, what the commission has is that we fight against all type of discrimination. We fight against all type of bias related.
সিটির কাছ থেকে কি কি সার্ভিস ফ্রিতে পাওয়া যায় রিগার্ডলেস অফ ইমিগ্রেশন স্ট্যাটাস আমি সে নিয়ে আপনাদের সাথে একটু কথা বলবো সো এখানে No? Yes? So I'll talk a little bit more about IDNYC. IDNYC is a free municipal ID program from the city of New York. All New York City, regardless of immigration status, can get this card as long as they are over the age of 14. It lasts for 5 years, it's free, and there are a lot of benefits that come with this.
What does sanctuary city actually mean? Because we are declared as a sanctuary city. And what does NYPD stating that they're not going to inquire about someone's immigration actually mean when they do get arrested?
So a couple questions about what does it mean to be a sanctuary city? What is New York City and New York State doing in terms of protecting non-citizen residents? And what does it mean for the New York Police Declaration status? That's not actually something generous that the police is doing. It's actually a result of Mayor Bloomberg having passed or signed 2 executive orders, Executive Order 35 and 41, saying that it was the city agencies cannot ask about immigration status unless it's something that's necessary for the services that you're asking for. So what does that mean? If I'm going to the welfare agency to apply for food stamps for my child, the welfare caseworker can ask me about my status because it's important to see, do I deserve to be on that household budget or not? It's something that's relevant to what that city agency is doing for me. If I call the police because I was just shot, I would call the police because I'm suffering domestic violence by my partner, my immigration status is totally irrelevant. There should never be a time that my immigration status matters to the police. And so the police are reiterating that they're not going to ask because they don't need to ask and because they're actually prohibited from asking. And it comes from this notion that local law enforcement, local governments, whether it's New York City or New York State on the state